Hello, hello, hello. How are we today? Alright, I think I got my notifications out okay. I'm gonna give it a second. Sorry about us here. Don't trust atoms. They make up everything. Oh, that's good. I really, really like that one. That makes up for the cobras the other day, which was so funny. Alright, I'm about to start doing this. I don't quite remember where I left off. Okay. I've never tried to use a spoon as a spoon before. It's weird. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Alright. Here we go. Let me get kludged in here. Nameless, heyo, how's Whimsy doing? Whimsy's doing good. How's Nameless doing? I had a piece of equipment fail on me at work today. And I get paid by the day, which is normally awesome because I finish early a lot. But today it took me an extra 2 hours because I had to go deal with that equipment failure. I actually am doing really good though too. It was solvable. I do get off early a lot, so working a little later wasn't such a big deal. Nameless is doing good for once, lol. I'm happy to hear it. Do you have the weekend off, or are you just nice and chill right now? Oh my gosh. I'm being so wicked. I took some chocolate mint cocoa powder left over from Christmas that I hid from the kids and put it in my cup of coffee with just a bit of milk and some blackberry liqueur. Oh, it's so good. I didn't get your question. Sorry. Don't worry. I said, are you getting a whole weekend's rest, or did you just have a nice, good enough day that you're just in a good place? It doesn't really matter. I was just trying to congratulate you if you actually have a break. Alright, where's my money? What was I gonna... Oh, that's right, I was about to fish more. I think. I was working on doing some of the other things, like the shells and the game here. Where's my money at? Oh no, I just had a pretty good day, but I still got mad at my manager for not taking into account health problem of one of my coworkers. It's that sense of justice. I'm not going after King Boo right now. Alright. So I have to remember what dungeon I'm on. I think I'm on... What kind of stuff have I got? I got 2 fairies. I'm okay on bombs. I have a boomerang, but I don't know what to do with it yet. Yep, the thing is, that problem is known for over a year now, and she still keeps not doing anything about it. Ah. Yeah. That's always a pain. Thus being the reason why I got mad. Yeah, I get it. Alright, I'm just not sure how much money I got. 508. And alright, and do I have the weird lipstick lady's blessing? How do I know? I'm not sure. But besides that, it was a good day, I'd say. That's good. I don't know how I know. Well, let's just go get the weird lipstick lady's blessing. Then I'll know. Gotta be honest, I'm kind of getting tired of playing this game. I like it. It's cute. I really, really wanted to play it. The redundancy of so much of it not quite I'm trying to think how to put it. The redundancy of so much of it needing the controllers to be just so, and it's just a matter of doing it over and over for that, as opposed to a skill or aiming or puzzling it out. I'm fine with brute forcing some of the bosses, but having to slog and brute force all of them is kind of getting to me. Does that make me a bad person? I always finish my games. Pardon me. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Alrighty. I'm definitely going to finish the game because I can't help it. I have to. It's a weird compulsion. I don't know. How am I doing that exactly? I know how to port somewhere. I'm trying to get there on foot. I don't know why I opted to do that. Okay, I give up. Because why not? Oh, I went right when I should have gone left. Already giving up? No. Well, okay, yeah. For this. Because I'm planning to go to a dungeon and die a lot. So, I need to get kissed by my lady. I'm wondering how I know, because I thought I had already done this. No, process to TP anyway. Proceed to teleport anyway, yep. Alright, now I'm trying to figure out how I know I have her special treatment. It doesn't show, so I might have just paid for it for no darn good reason. Good to know. Yeah, French Correct is loving it. Oh, but hey, you don't need to learn another language anymore. There's a commercial for an incredible AI now. All you have to do is put it in your ear, and you'll hear everything. Like a Star Trek movie. I don't know what they think they're saying. It's weird to me. I think if Google Translate as bad as it is, How much worse is that going to be, really? I don't like AI. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing that gets me. You speak other languages. There's a huge point to be made for, is this a place for a literal translation or a colloquial translation? And also you get into like old English, old French, old whatever, and you get into new. So the same word doesn't translate the same depending on the time period. Colloquial means, trying to think. Okay, colloquial is a word that talks about common speech, slang. Maybe that's a better. So an expression might mean one thing when you say it in speech, but technically the words would translate different. I think that's where a lot of translation problems come from, especially with things like Google. I say especially especially too many times. I'm now self-editing. Stop. Flick forehead for repetition. But that to me is a pet peeve, is when people take something pop culturally and they try to do a literal translation where you're gonna miss things, right? That's why I use DeepL. It's able to detect expression and slang without any problems. I don't know what DeepL is, but sounds cool. All I'm getting at is that the AI is based on the same kind of stuff as, for example, Google Translate. Yeah, I got you. I don't know. Alright, let me see if I'm in the right one. Where's my map? Yeah, this is the one I did not finish. So if I remember correctly, according to my calculations, I need to go here. I already have my dungeon key, but I need to beat these things. And I preferably need to do it when my battery is fresh. But, like, to understand when you're listening to somebody isn't always to understand and to do a translation, or I don't know. I'm on a tangent that makes no sense. I'm sorry. But those commercials, to me, I feel like they don't take important things into effect. But what do I know? Forgot about my shield. I hate the shield. I have to use it in this game. Alright, where's my stupid hook shot? See, I want to aim. There we go. Alright, where do I go for? Anyway, I don't need to learn any new language. I speak the 2 international languages already. Fair enough. Touché, mon ami. Touché. If you have French and you have English, you're actually in a very good place. And since French, forgive me, pardon my French, forgive me, but since French is pretty much bad Latin, you probably got a good basis in that when you look at it. You probably understand it, whether you read it proper or not. It is, yeah. I mean, I was trying to think how to put it nice, and I'm like, I just need to own it. I mean, yeah, it is bad Latin. But that's positive if you're actually looking at something written in Latin or any language with a Latin base. You have some concept. Alright, let's see here. But many African countries, many Asian countries, if people don't already speak English, they speak French. It's going to be one of the two. So it's smart. I'm trying to look at the map and I'm not clicking it. You know, Nameless, this is not the best sign. Oh, that's right. This is where I always get lost. I never tried to learn Latin, though. Never been interested in that, oddly enough. I've looked at Latin and Greek. I've never sat to learn them properly, but like if I had to slog through, I can kind of get the gist, but I don't know them. And I've not properly studied them, but one of my kids was studying one of them at one point. I think Latin? Could have been Greek. I think it was Latin. The thing with Greek that mixes me up is because I can read the Russian alphabet, and that's Cyrillic, but the Greek isn't the same, but it's Cyrillic. And that does mess with my head sometimes. But I think Latin is good to know. But yeah, I think it should be taught in schools still. That's my hot take. Alright, I think I have to go there in a weird way. Yes. Oh, just shush. Fine. How come you can shoot me all of a sudden? Oh, I can kill that way now. Cool. Okay. I'd love to be able to read so many languages like you do. You never cease to impress me. How is that? No, I don't read smoothly anymore. I used to read fluently. Like Russian and Japanese. I could get through Portuguese pretty decent. I'm not fond of reading French, but I'm capable of Spanish. Brazilian Portuguese. Not Portuguese from Portugal. Very different. But I don't know. It didn't cross my mind not to learn. I was a weirdo. And you have to remember the Cold War, my man. The Cold War. Russian was a very common language to learn at the time. Then the world changed. The wall came down. Alright. See, this won't really let me properly aim, is the problem. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna pause a second. Really? Puisque tu n'aimes pas lire de français. Puisque tu n'aimes pas. I understand reading French. Je vais, you are faire un plaisir d'écriture. And fair at writing? No. Yeah, really. You meanie. Je vais, I am faire un plaisir. Because I'm not thinking in French, Nameless. You are, of course you are. You're French. Parlez-vous français? Oui, oui. Merci, mon ami. Those are little things, but to think in French, I'm not in there. And if I do, I won't think in English. I will be in big trouble. Don't do that to me. And I'm sitting here looking at it. Oh, no. No. Since you don't like reading French, I take guilty pleasure to write in French. Here's a translation. Okay. Since, yeah. Hey. Alright, so I need to, give me 1 second. Oof. Sorry, I had a robe on because I was chilly when I came in, but I was getting twisted up in it while I played with the controller. I was about to be a human knot. I had to stand up and straighten myself out. I apologize. How come I'm a meanie? I just like playing with people's brains. Nameless, I love playing with people's brains. You don't need that explained to you. You're a smart, smart young man. Alright, I'm going to see, but this is really bugging me that the thingy isn't... See, before the shield was working. Am I? I think you are. I'm gonna die without accomplishing anything. Oh my gosh. That's just pathetic. Thanks. I think you're smart. Now, whether I'm a good judge of that, I don't know. Come on. I'm seriously thinking of teleporting out. I'm doing it. I'm gonna be a coward. Thanks, yeah. I don't understand why this was working. Alright. So that was working okay, but it wasn't. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what... God knows I have a huge imposter complex, so having people compliment me makes me feel unworthy. That's so weird. No. Alright. I'm going to be a coward and give up right now. Weird, huh? It is. I don't know. I'm not a big imposter complex kind of gal. I'm going to be honest. But I know it's a thing. And I think it's legit. Have you ever watched the Imp and Skiz podcast? This is a weird thing to say, I know. Basically, there are two of the people that are on Hermitcraft now. I think this was before that, though. And they've been doing a podcast for years, and they're best friends. And I know you don't really follow Hermitcraft specifically. They're both also in the Life series, which I know you have watched, kind of. Oh, I didn't know, yeah. Anyway, it was really interesting because they decided to do a whole episode of the podcast about the fact that one of them really has imposter syndrome really bad. So he never believes he's really earned things, and he has to really... how he has to readjust his brain. And actually that's part of why I understand it better, because I watched that podcast. Because for me, I probably feel comfortable in too many places where I probably shouldn't. I just don't believe I don't belong anywhere. I just go and I just do my own thing, and I know that I'm not going to fit in, and I just kind of feel like anybody who doesn't enjoy it, that's really their problem. But sometimes they have legitimate criticism, Nameless, and everything is in balance. And I don't have that balance. I need to remember that I'm not in charge of the whole world sometimes. And if that's a good way to put it, you'd love to feel like that. But I don't know if it's so much that I feel like I don't deserve to be in a place. I just don't care if I deserve to be there or not. I just go if I want to go. It's never crossed my mind not to. Unless it's disrespectful. It's really important to me to be respectful. Like, I wouldn't just go crash someone's wedding or funeral or something just because I was in the mood. I'm not disrespectful. But you might want to look at that. I know you watch things in English sometimes, and I can try and find the episode, but it's the Imp and Skiz podcast, and they talk about that and how to find a good balance on when you really do deserve something and when you don't, and when to work on it and when not to, and how to find that balance. Because I don't know everything about you. Your whole life, your real life could be a real mess. Your real life could be stupendous. But I do see a lot of hours of you online. Yeah, but I don't know. I always feel like I don't deserve all the credits people give me sometimes. And funnily enough, 80% of what I watch on the internet is English. It makes sense. But basically, I do see you becoming an important part of Hedge's channel and being supportive as a general person and working hard and having issues with your manager, which wouldn't happen if you didn't care. If people who don't care about their jobs don't get upset about management the same way. They either take it or they quit. When you try to resolve the situation, it's because you care. And that says something about your character, whether you like it or not, Nameless. It's not a secret that you have some good character qualities. I'm sorry. You have not completely successfully hidden that as well as you might have preferred. So I don't think I'm BSing you when I give you a compliment. But I also acknowledge I don't watch you eat your dinner. I don't see if you make your bed. I don't know if you pay all your bills on time. I don't have to. I can see part of your character here. And hey, you're smart enough to see how great Hedge is. Come on. How can that not be very intelligent? I don't really care about my job. I just like being treated poorly. Don't like being treated poorly, and as much as I have imposter syndrome, I hate seeing people speaking poorly of themselves. No, I understand that. I think that's why you're more sensitive to it. I can be self-depreciating. I know my whole family can, and that bugs you the most about us. But it makes sense if you're always struggling to feel like you really belong, then you're more sensitive to that, right? Who wouldn't see Hedge as an awesome person? Exactly! She's the awesomest, cutest, sweetest little being on the planet. Hello. Fits in your pocket. Comes with a bow on top. I mean, what more could you want? Cute, sweet, wholesome. I'm partial. I actually do like her content, even though she's my daughter. But that sounds weird to people, so I don't lie about it, but I do try not to go on too much. There we go. That was successful. I've got almost all my hearts back. Now see, that's what I thought I could use. See that whooshy? And my shield is working fine now. You don't think I have a glitched dungeon, do you? I could just be a complete idiot, but I fought the other things fine. If anyone say the contrary, I'll break every single one of their 206 bones until they admit the reality. I like the way you talk, Nameless. I like the way you talk. A little skin flailing could be okay too. Flaying, not flailing. Flailing is very different. That could be disturbing. Oh, good idea. Yeah, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. I've read a lot of dark stuff over the years. Anyway. At one point in my course of study, if you study history, you kind of have to study, you know, the bad parts too. It was so funny. When I was young, I went to a student, they probably call it a student visa now, but a student study in the UK, where they exchange whole classes of kids is what they used to do. I am most of the time the bad parts are the most interesting ones. So a class, it wasn't really just exactly one class the way our school did it, but the way the other school did. But basically they sent a whole class of people to the UK, and they sent those kids from that class back to our school. So it was kind of like an exchange student, but shorter, and it was supposed to be a group of kids. So one of the things we got to do was, as a class, with people who would be teaching it to their own kids the way they would have taught it in the UK, taking us through the Tower of London. And we had all had to study the kinds of things they did in the Tower of London. And we're going through the actual Tower of London, and they're showing us the different types of torture and the different things, and it was really cool. And then we got out, and in the souvenir shop, they had these, shall we call them history cleansed books, where nothing bad ever really happened there. That's just mythology. That's just, and I'm like, this is in the shop of the Tower of London, after you go through and you see where people carved into the stone walls things about what was happening to them. I was like, oh my gosh, this isn't great, but how could this last? Ha ha ha, look where it went. But yeah, I mean, you learn a lot about a people if you learn how they treat their prisoners, political and criminals and so on. The French had some interesting ones too, as I recall. I'm thinking of one in particular. Yeah. What was it called? This English name was the Iron Maiden. Was that it? Yeah. The needly one, where they closed you inside. Wasn't that French? That one, yeah. I forget what it's called, but it's, I believe it was a potential heir that got to spend some time in one of those. I thought the French history was very cool. I mean, it's definitely colorful. You had to have fun in history class. Although I'm sure you didn't, because you know, somehow some of the history teachers find ways to make the most fascinating stuff so boring. Like somehow that makes it more legitimate. I don't know. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm just putzing about here. I'm really annoyed Maybe I should go fight something else and see if the controllers are acting up on me. I knew I was having trouble with the spider things, but I just assumed I was the problem and I got other stuff, but... The Iron Maiden isn't French though, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, well, fair enough. I've heard arguments more than one way there. I will defer to your expertise. Ah. You had one or two King Louis. There was that. Alright, I'm gonna start going to these places and see. I think I've got everything there. Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot more. I mean, there's areas I haven't gotten into. Yeah, I don't want to do dungeons for fun, but maybe I should. But why won't you let me... There we go. Wait, this is really fighting me. Yeah. Man. You know, Kenny requested I play this tonight. Alright, I've done this. Anyway, all those good words. I'm gonna leave to get some sleep. I hope you have a great end of day, Whimsy. Take care. Oh, I hope so, you too. I really do hope you have a good rest. I'm glad that you had a decent day at work. I'm rambling anyway. I don't blame you one bit. Ah. Good night. Bone wheat. Bone wheat. I'm gonna invent a new word. Bone wheat. You want some bread with that? Sorry. Bone wheat. Oh my gosh. Alright. Maybe I'll go waste some money. Alright. I think what I'm gonna do, I'll make a little money. And I'll work on getting those figurines from the dropper game again. Maybe I can get that to work better. I am just hopeless at this right now. I'm probably just gonna take a break and come back to it. I might have to get more Joy-Cons to fight that stupid boss. If it's glitched, I don't know how to save the game. I don't know what to do. I've done too many other things. Oh dear. Alright, let's go in. Alright, let's start with the coins. Let's see, X and A. I cannot keep these stupid headphones on my head. Ugh. Alrighty. as I was saying, I think it was Kenny requested this game, but he did request it because he wasn't going to be here today and he didn't want to see it. So, quality content. That's a little too far. There we go. So there's 20. So I'm even. I think that one's at 50. Usually it takes 2 goes, but did it give it to me on the first go? Alright, so technically that just bought me 4 more times to come even. Boom. Boom. No. And see, then it doesn't close. That's 1. And now it's going to be gone. I need to go over to that green spot as it is coming back from here. Yes. Perfect. And I made 10. Nope. Ding ding. All right. Yep, I came out ahead. So, now I gotta figure out where the blue guy goes. I thought for some reason he goes in here. Oh, my neck. Alright, I already got that spot taken. That one's mostly pet ones. Yeah, the cheap I can't get. Looper. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I think I got both of these for some reason. Nope. Okay, bow wow. Got it. This guy likes to be scared, so this is a good place to look. Face it. Look at me, I'm so cute. The pokey little puppy. I want to make a little more money. How am I not getting them? So weird that I'm not getting it when I go through. All right. Let's see where I'm at with the money. Does it show me when I earn one? Yep. Sorry, Cuckoo. There we go. We'll get a few extra rounds. We'll go see what... Oh, that was weird. What am I hitting? Weird. Just that one spot? Huh. Interesting. Well, I earned a few extra sessions, so I'll go get the more coins. I don't want to go under 550. Alright. Oh. Oh. The temptation is strong with this one. Crap. Alright. Yeah. Hi, Dragon. I'm failing pretty miserably. How are you doing? I was being silly. I have been doing better. Migraine again? No. I mean, the migraine's mostly gone. It's the same migraine. No, I went to go play the boss, and the controller is just, I don't know what's wrong. Maybe I'm a complete failure, but I I really feel like the shield wouldn't kick in. So I cheated, which I normally won't do, and I teleported myself out because I had all my stuff ready to go, and without the shield, it wasn't going to work. So I'm just kind of doing other stuff. But I'm doing stuff I still was going to do. It's just not when I was going to do it. And then I'm going to have to deal with our Joy-Con situation, I think. This is getting really old. But then I left the game, I mean that dungeon, and it worked. That's going to be too off. Darn it. This one's too round. That's not going to work. Boogers. I'm just being silly now. But she's always cheating. Don't mind her. Wait, I mean, I forgot what I meant to say, but yeah. What do you mean I'm always cheating? I don't know if it's exactly a cheat. It felt cheaty, though, because I teleported out instead of just taking my death with grace. But I had 2 fairies in jars. And hello, Kenny, who asked me to play this game because he didn't want to see it and he wasn't going to be here tonight. But I had I had full hearts originally. I had 2 fairies in jars. I had the the kiss from the lady, and I was about to waste all of it because the shield just would not function. So I don't know. I guess it's cheating. I felt like it was kind of strategic because I don't know why it wasn't working. It's not gonna make it. Oh. Boogers. Hello, Kenny Dwagon. Are we having a good day? Yeah. And so close. Very good day. I'm so used to saying hedge cheats, that's why. Does she? I haven't seen her cheat a lot. Okay, I guess I have to get it right before it hits that point. I think I didn't wait long enough. Darn it! I let go too early. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Sure. I'm glad you had such a good day. So what's your topic of the day, Mr. Kenny? That's so frustrating. I'm gonna go through all my coins, just like a real claw game. Shit! Work? A good day at work? I'm glad. I had a a pretty decent day. I got a lot done. Boom. Boom. It's not gonna work. Alright, I'm gonna try one more time and then I'm gonna reset. I already have my number 1 goal here. No. Okay, we're not doing this right now. Let's move outside and get it reset. Nope. I'm 120 gems down, thank you very much. Well, I guess 100. Yeah, I did not come out ahead. Thank you. Your math is weird. Alright. Oh, by the way, Dragon, I made Artaku show me the art you did for her birthday. It was so cute. It came up because I was complaining about the person who's now joined my Discord. By the way, I'm going to mention this. I have something I've kind of talked about, but I've never made a big deal of it. I mean, I don't really have rules posted, but I'm going to have to at this point. I'm going to say if my old rule for my kids was if you ask me 3 times in short succession, the 3rd time the answer will always be no and stay no forever. Even if it wasn't no the first time, because you're obviously not listening to the answer. I've told this person repeatedly. That does really good advertisement and selling stuff. As have I, but I haven't blatantly said it. And I told that person they were welcome to go to my Discord, but if they tried to sell things, nobody was going to buy it, and that they were not to do that. They were not to try to sell anything there, and I would ban them. So I'll do that later today. But I don't know if I'll phrase it like 3 strikes and you're out or what, but I'm really okay with genuine inquiry about anything. I'm a very open person, but it's not just about selling. I'm going to be honest. If you ask me something multiple times and you're not listening to the answer, I mean, am I the only one that gets annoyed by that? Gore, hello everyone. Hope all is well today for you dudes. Oh yeah, advertising stuff is running rampant these days. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ban the person in my Discord probably. I don't know what they were thinking. I did not actually go click on it. I just saw all these notifications happening, and I was very clear with them. I was not going to contact them. They were a stranger. I was not going to buy anything from them. If they wanted to go be part of the community and talk about video games, otherwise don't waste their time. And then they went and they think they're going to get something out of me. Many of those artists are actually scammers from China, and they don't necessarily understand everything you say. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this one had almost human trafficking vibes to it. It was weird, but I'm still not gonna change it. No means no. I'm an old-fashioned gal. Sorry. I mean, it's such a weird way to put it, but I mean, no is not a hard word to understand. And if you're trying to advertise in another language and you don't understand that language's basic yes and basic no, what are you doing? What if I had said yes and they didn't understand? They wouldn't be able to do anything about it. So I don't think it's just about not understanding. But you're nicer than me. Agreed. Yeah. Like, okay, let's say you decided to go sell your Nono's best rigatoni recipe to somebody in Italy. You think that it will make their restaurant perfecto, right? So you try to sell it to them. Are you going to go try to sell it to them and you don't even know yes or no, and you're trying to operate in Italian? At the very least, you'd operate in English. It makes no sense. It just doesn't. If you're truly trying to sell something, you understand a basic yes or no. You do. I think Kedge had the other day. Someone started spamming her Discord and stuff. It was strange. Also stopped inviting ransoms who specifically... Anybody can join. I didn't think I invited. I just said it's in the description. The link is there. But I don't think they understood me anyway, because they go, oh, I found your link in the description. Like, yeah, that's the part that made me think Dwagon's right, and they didn't understand most of what I said. But again, if you're legit trying to sell something, you're going to understand yes and no. You're going to understand I'm interested, I'm not interested. Or you have a really bad sense of business and you're not going to make any money anyway, scammy or otherwise. Any good scam artist can at least understand if they're on the right track or not. I mean, have a little respect. Maybe there's a way to allow people to chat if they accept a rules list. I'm not sure how it works on Discord. I didn't want to do that because I've had that be restrictive to me when I've tried to go on and into other people's chats or things. Like I'm not even necessarily wanting to chat. I just even want to lurk and learn more about them, and then they have these rules about being followers or whatever. I didn't want to do that to anybody, so I think I'm just going to say 3 strikes and you're out. If you try, I might blatantly say if you try to sell anything, you're out. Don't be an a-hole was really my only rule, but I'm going to have to obviously clarify that, which I knew I would at some point have to clarify, because somebody always wants to be an a-hole. Or there's an easier way. Just ban those artists right away. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Can I scam you, Whimsy? Maybe. But if you ask for the 3rd time, I'll give you a permaban, Kenny. And I don't even mean you can't ask me the same thing. Like, okay, Dwagon comes on every day. Are you in Wee-chan? He's asked that way more than 3 times. I think context is important here. It's more like this spamming it, you know, like bam, bam, bam. Would you buy this? Would you buy this? Would you buy this? All in like 1 minute. But that was my role with my kids when they were little. Literally, like they'd come in, it might be, can I have a drink of water? And I go, sure. Can I have a drink of water? Just a second, I'm getting it. Can I have a drink of water? No. Very funny. And then they'd be like, but Mom, you said yes. Well, you didn't listen. You kept asking. And it's cruel. But that is, you know, I lived in a world of autism. And they learned very quickly that, you know, you accept my answer instantly. Or you at least listen. Or you at least say, I didn't hear the answer, Mom. Or something like that. Does that make sense? I hard agree with Dwagon on that one. Haha, yeah. Yeah! I know I need to ban people. I need to get worse about it. I always try to give them the benefit of the doubt to hang themselves or not. And I'm not going to lie, I'm greedy. Gore, you have 50 followers. I only have 28. I don't know how many you have, Dwagon, right now. I'd have to go look. But you haven't had a stream recently for me to go peek at you. Wyvern's heart is too pure to ban people. Oh, I banned people. But, wait, I do? Since when? Oh, I went on and I saw you had 49 people, Gore. Ha ha. So I gave you 50. So if you're not an affiliate, it's not my fault. Bam, bam. Now, someone else might have dropped you. I have no control over that, but I thought it was cool. But I would like, at some point, to be an affiliate, you know? Well, there's an account named Artokusmile3 that could boost your follower count to 29. I don't know, Dwagon. It's amazing. I will say that day I wasn't 100% sure if it was you or Atlas, but it felt definitely like a Dwagon. And I came out and I asked her and she said, yeah, that was Dwagon. But I'm not trying to fake boost. I don't know. Wow, that's a horrible name. Okay, guys, Seribot bans people all the time, and you guys don't get to see the names. But this one's terrible. Should I share? Like, normally it's like a mixture of different names from different languages or different, you know. This could be one of the worst ones I've seen in a while. Anyway, like, I have Seribot. I'm not like trying to automatically get follows. I want to earn all my follows. Don't get me wrong. But it is hard when somebody comes in chatting, even if I'm 99% sure. You know, there's that part of me that goes, well, maybe they'll still stick around and be a real follower and not be, you know, an a-hole. Anyway, I don't know. What can I say? Is there anything you guys want me to do on here? Because I'm going to be really honest. I can try the boss again, but I don't know. My shield would not activate. And I went in. But then out here it's working fine. Look, see? Boop. There it goes. Boop. Then some people join in and surprise you with stupidity a lot. Yeah, well. Honestly, it's weird to me when they go over to Discord and they know that they're going to get banned. I just need to ban them off there. I don't know what. I respect a little bit the follow through, I guess, but it's very rude. I don't respect the rude. She was going to say not be a beehole. Kinda, yeah. I was like, I don't even know if I want to. Yeah, let's just leave that alone. A-hole's bad enough. It's just weird. Stay chill. Be chill, right? Yeah. I am thinking of getting that silly, stupid little scaling up game that I tried the other day. Just, if I do, I'm going to play the demo a few times and see how to set it up. But then to use that for a just chatting stream, if I do a just chatting stream. Because I think it's useless as a normal, like, this is the game I'm playing. But if I did a just chatting stream, having it automatically send all the little guys around, that seems like that. And I'm moving my hands all around, and you guys don't see, and that's just, why am I doing that? Anyway, I was thinking that might be decent for that. I might have a cool free game suggestion for you. Hold on. You had a bunch, I still haven't got through all of them, but you feel free to tag it on. My weekend got so crazy last weekend, and this weekend is Easter. So, by the way, Whimsy, can I scam you? Kenny, you can scam me any day, just wear a tie. You gotta find your tie so you can look real dapper while you do it, okay? You gotta tell me you got your tie on. I'll fall for it. How about that? Ah. gosh. Alright. Easter is near. According to the internet and Twitter celebration rules, people must spend the day watching Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Oh, that's a good option. Heck yeah, Whimsy. This is why you're the best. Hard agreed, Wagon. We might have to do that. Yeah, absolutely. Abso-stinkin-lutely. No, not streaming it. I'd get copyright struck. No. I'm probably going to try and go see my dad for Easter. But, we'll see. You could stream them on Discord. That's what VTubers do. I know. I just watched the sweetest reaction this morning. I don't know why it popped on my feed, and I was working and I was just trying to have something to listen to, and I couldn't get Twitch to work, so I had YouTube up. I'll hop on a Discord and stream it, risk the ban. I'm not going to give up my family holiday with my family. Thank you very much. Anyway, I found myself watching this reaction from Asmongold, who I don't normally watch, to Gura Gura, who I never watch, except I saw that she had that Super Bowl commercial thing, and I thought that was kind of neat that they let a VTuber do that, and then it was such a hit. I think it was Super Bowl. It was some kind of big sports event that I wasn't paying attention to. And she had everybody singing along with her. That was the part that was cool. But he was reacting to, I guess she's graduating, and it was like a 20 or 30 minute reaction. And when I was really watching him, and this is part of what inspired me, guys, he was in a perma-ban kind of mood. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I gotta get stricter. He's right. You gotta keep the good people around. You gotta protect the good people in chat. You can't let people be rude. I think I saw the same video you did. Yeah, it was, I don't know why it was popping on my feed, because like I said, I don't, it's not that I've never watched him. He's just, you know, like he was a big WoW guy or whatever. I just didn't really watch a lot of WoW videos, if that makes sense. And I'm not really his demographic, I think it's safe to say. But well, not sure if this info is useful to you or not, but Monty Python and the Holy Grail will become public domain and no longer copyrighted in the year 2071. Whoever must rule this land with an iron fist, rules and regulations must apply. Ha ha ha. I tend to be the let the people hang themselves attitude is my problem. And I have to get, like, I let you commit the crime and then I'll kill you. You trespass first. I don't shoot you before you come on the property. Oh no, she's gonna ban us all soon. Nah, y'all are good. Y'all are good. I don't know. Monty Python is awesome though. I think everybody should. Problem is when the rope breaks, that's when they fall into the pit of lava. What are you talking about? Or the spikes. You know, oubliette anybody? Anyway, sorry. My mind's in a weird place. What can I say? I haven't thought of an oubliette in a while. I'm sure everybody in chat knows what one is. It's a very important skill to understand. Break time starts. Congratulations. Anyway, I was about to address some things anyway with my channel and stuff. And I'm trying to get better with the Discord. I really want to start doing more with the memes and stuff, because I have horrible art, but I think I have decent memery. My son and I share memes all the time. You guys haven't hated the stuff I threw on there. Apparently Gore's memes are too spicy. I don't know. Okay, Gore, I'm gonna ask you, mine are too spicy? I don't know, you said something like that. I trust you, I don't know. Yours aren't spicy at all. I thought yours are fine. You said you couldn't put your real memes in my Discord. I'm still waiting for his memes. Exactly. See, Kenny? Kenny's waiting for your memes. You promised him you'd send them to him directly, that they weren't appropriate for my Discord. Speaking of Gore, what was that GIF G posted last time? Alright, here we go. How spectacularly can I fail here? I've been apprehensive about it. Don't want to offend you guys. You're valuable and dear to me. Wombat throwing it back. Wait, the Wombat one? Yeah, that was so hilarious. We were so impressed. Everybody in my house stopped and looked at the fact that less than 2 minutes after I posted that video, with you saying you knew nothing about wombats crushing skulls with butts, you had that cartoon. I'm going to say that was super impressive, Gore. That was amazing. We were impressed. We're probably very easy to please, but we were impressed. But I'm not sure, was Dragon in here when we were talking about the wombat thing? Yes! Keep it! No! I'm still okay. Scam! It is totally a scam. Ripped off. You know how I used to impress my friends with the claw machines back in the day. I could usually get the toys if it was a functional claw machine in 3/4 or less. That was my claim to fame. Everybody had to have something to be a little showy-offy at the arcade, right? Nope. I mean, now that I think back, it wasn't nearly as impressive as I thought it was at the time. Claw machines are always rigged, but they are designed so the owner can rig them. Exactly. You got to figure out their pattern. So here's the deal. I would sit back and watch other people play it before I would do it. I didn't just walk into it. I do other stuff. Yeah, the owner can adjust the grip strength. And if one of the claw tongues always goes off to the side, it doesn't have enough grip, and nothing you do will let you get it, and it's a total scam. So I would only do it on machines that I knew were only mostly a scam. It had to be able to get the occasional toy to work. I ended up with things I could have cared less about. I usually just let other people give me the quarters and I gave them the toys. I don't know why. The show-off in me? I don't know. I wasn't a particular show-off overall, but I like to win. Nope. I'll tell you, Gore, one of my very favorite videos, but you gotta promise not to get all political with me. You can get political in chat, I don't care, but I'm not gonna get political, but I could see where you would make it political. But it's of a Canadian. And it's out there, and I bet you've seen this video. It was just so funny, and I wasn't impressed with it one way or the other because I'm not Canadian. So politically, I have no vote in that. I'm going to be very clear. But I thought it was cleverly done. And that was a Christmas video done by your dear Polyev, where he was appreciating a basket of information from the lovely Trudeau. and he had eggnog. Have you seen this video? He kept adding rum to help him understand the financial logic. And it made the point quite succinctly. Sounds romantic. Oh, can I get... You may get political, Dwagon. You may say whatever you want. For any country you please. That it's up to the Canadians to care if it's Canada. It's up to other people to care if it's theirs. But as far as I'm concerned, it was more the cleverness of the video rather than a stand. It's not like I was going to vote for any of it. The world is a stage and we are all fooled by puppets. Agreed. Gore has given you permission to say that, Dwagon. Of course, there's all those pictures of Trudeau with the, half of another face. But that's as far as I'm going. I have my own opinions about all of it, of course. But like I said, I'm not voting there. I'm not going to give my opinion on that. But I loved how cleverly that was done as he kept going, how do I make this clearer? Oh, Gore. Okay, yep. A lot of it too. A lot of times he was big into that. Yeah. But he kept adding rum to understand the numbers better. Have you seen that video, Gore? You didn't say yes or no. Yeah, Kitty, we just need to be like, yep, okay, you do you. I just feel like people, you saw it, yeah. It was funny, wasn't it? Am I crazy? I thought it was well done and hilarious. The man has a sense of humor. You can make a point without beating people over the head with it. And you can make it fun and funny and festive and still make your point. Then people can agree or not agree. But I felt it was cleverly done. I didn't see it when it was new, mind you. It showed up on my feed years later. So... Alright, now where's my money? $5.95. I'm doing alright. Just cutting grass and doing this. I'm coming out okay. I started with like $5.20. Then I got to about $5.50. Then I got down to about $4.30. And now I'm up to $5.80 something? Let's see. It's hard to read through all my chat. $5.99. Hey, let's go for $600. There we go. Alright, let's go see what I have to buy over here. Oh, wait. I forgot to do something with this thing. Cheap. Alright, cheap. Where's the cheap? I think the cheap is in the house with the kids. Dunking on Canadian politics is easier than winning a hockey game against someone in a wheelchair. I'm all for it. Well, actually, you know, I did see that hockey game with the U.S. and the Canadians not too long ago. We did all right. It was 3-0, just saying. Y'all should be able to beat the pants off us in hockey. I'm just saying. I was like, what? We're not supposed to win that. Alright, here we go. Our men's hockey team looked more like a female team, if you ask me. I only saw parts of the game, but I was like, I don't normally watch a lot of hockey, I'll be honest. I've gandered. Okay. Thank you, baby. I've gandered, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not, you know, a lot of times I prefer sports in person. And believe it or not, we don't have a whole lot of hockey in Florida. But I think sports events are a lot more fun in person than like on the TV. So I'm not going to have a reason to watch a lot of that. But I'll watch sometimes. Let's see. Yes! Alright, let's put this up. Nice. Hopefully I'm winning something. I don't really know why I'm doing this. I just figure if Nintendo has an achievement in the game, usually it benefits. No hockey in Florida, no snow, no ice, no way. We used to think we were playing hockey. We would take, okay. When I was younger, we would take like, sticks or golf clubs or sometimes baseball bats and some kind of ball, and we'd whack it around in the street sometimes, and we thought we were playing hockey. I was probably an older teenager before I realized it's supposed to have like that puck thing, and we were all like, but why? That wouldn't roll around. I had graduated high school before I really understood that. It's like we had a ice ring built. Street hockey was so fun. I miss the simple days. Yeah, we just whacked anything around with anything on the ground. And then when I saw how the ice really worked, I was like, oh, that's why they have a flat thing. That makes so much more sense. Which is funny because we did play air hockey, so you would think that would like get through our little dumb brains. But, you know, the world was a different place, I guess. On the other hand, you probably didn't go out running around barefoot on Christmas with your friends, sneaking out of the house, meeting them up in backyards, heading off to the orange orchards and eating oranges off the ground. So, we all live different lives. Alright, let's see. And then run and jump in the pool. And then the next day it might be freezing, might be hot. You never know. Okay, so what am I... Why am I dinging? Oh, there's a shell. Oh. Well, that seems like something I'm supposed to earn. How much money have I got? 600. No, I was a good boy, surprisingly. Never partied, never went out, unlike Wyvern the rule breaker. It wasn't a rule breaker. That's why we had to eat them off the ground. Because the people at the orchards, they couldn't sell what fell on the ground. Probably because it was full of pesticides, honestly. But, yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But, but we were allowed to eat the stuff that would have been thrown out, as long as we didn't mess with it. Like, if we'd been disrespectful with the trees or something, that wouldn't have been okay. They'd have arrested us or shot us. But we knew that. So, I don't know. I guess it never crossed our minds to be rude about it. Anyway. But no, that's why you had to eat the oranges off the ground, because those are the ones you can't sell. Although I guess there might have been disreputable people who sold them anyway. I don't know. I don't know if there was a reason. You're the botanist. You explain it to me. Ah. Actually, you didn't say you're a botanist. Plant studied person. I like ruby red grapefruit fresh off the tree myself. That's my favorite. Nice and warm still. Nom 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 nom. 5-second rule turns into 5-hour rule when it comes to orchard trees. Yeah, well, I think they weren't allowed to sell the ones that went on the ground, so we were allowed to have those. But if we got caught picking one off the tree, we'd have we'd have probably prayed for the police. I tell you what, we wouldn't have done that. I studied botany and biochemistry, but plants are more fun than most humans. Plants, animals, science. Yeah, I could see that. Oh, come on, come on! Ah! What the heck? This claw is a ripoff, lol. Yeah. I thought Kitty was on break, but you're the only one chatting. Maybe he's eating like a good person. Come on, close. Yes! No! It's just a video game. That was so loud. I'm so sorry. Forever in our hearts, Kitty, we miss you, buddy. Yeah. I'm just taking a deep breath right now and reminding myself this is a video game. It's alright. It's fine. Honest. Oh my gosh. I'm not rage quitting yet? Not quite yet. Give me a second. And I know this is a little off. I'm trying to knock it a little further over. Yeah. Get ready to hear Joy-Con snapping. It's a video game. I don't know why that made me so mad. It's just a dumb little video game. I shouldn't care. It's not a big deal. What the heck? Gore, so basically I'm not getting good signal in work here, so I decided to complain to someone on Discord that they are missing out on Hedge Mama Rage. What? Mama Rage. Okay. Well, that's awesome. Are you torturing Always Lost again? You know, he streams twice a day and he ends up modding. He's allowed to, heck yeah, get more people in here to hang out. Nah. Oh, good luck. Come on. Come on. He's not allowed for such freedom. What do you think he has right? No shot. That's lame. It's cheating. It's gonna go through my money. Alright, I'm gonna get some money really quick. That was so frustrating. And then I have to figure out if my game is glitched on that boss and what the heck I do about it if it is. I don't know. I might go in without you guys and just see if I can get it to function. I mean, I won't fight the boss without you, but if it's not functioning, I don't know how I finish the game if I can't do one of the bosses. I have to figure out if it's a Joy-Con issue or what. It could be a skill issue. Maybe I'm a failure. But I don't think so. It's not like I haven't done the other bosses. I've played Nintendo once or twice. I'm trying to knock it over. There we go. The game is hacking. Maybe a save quit might help. That's what I'm hoping, but that's why I'm not doing that right now, because there was no point. I went in ready. Look how stocked up I am. I've got some magic dust, bombs, my feather, the thingy, the boomerangy, 2 fairies, the arrows. I bought back my stupid shovel, so I have that. I got the magic kiss from the girl. Stonks. Yeah, I was all set. And I was fine with dying and losing everything. I do that all the time. That doesn't bother me. But the shield was not kicking in. Like, I kept clicking the shield and it would go up, but it wasn't having any effect. It was like it drawing the stuff to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just in a rage quitty place. Maybe I am the problem, which is another reason to step away from it. Alright. So what's my next trip gonna be? Huh. I thought I was supposed to get more figurines. The claw machine obviously brings out demons for me. I tell you what, I didn't bring out anything good. And see, I started at less than 550, but I feel like I lost because I'm only got 570 now because I had got up to 600. I just have a bad attitude today. I have a really bad attitude. Alright, I'm going to figure out how to post rules in the Discord. I think Hedge and Artie were telling me I have to do it as some kind of channel, separate channel. I'm a little confused about that, but I'm going to have them walk me through it. It might take through the weekend, but I'm just going to try to find some way to do the basically three times and you're out. I'm not doing it as a challenge for you guys. I love the gamer attitude fun. Well, good. Come on, give me some money. I mean, if Link can't get money out of grass, what kind of game is this, right? I'm waiting for you to slip up with gamer words. You know, there's a reason I keep speaking English. I'll tell you a funny story. Since that's probably the worst possible thing to do, because obviously I'm very chatty this evening in all the wrong ways. But, back in the day in school, I'm not going to give details, but I was having a very, very bad day. I was very ill, and the teacher knew this. Like, the whole school had been involved with it at that point. And, so I wasn't doing well. And for some reason I will never understand, my Spanish teacher decided this was the perfect day to make me go to the front of the class and sing and dance a Spanish folk song. And prove that I had been studying my Spanish, which I was fluent anyway. It wasn't a big deal, but I went to the front of the class like I was ordered to do, even though I wasn't happy, and I did exactly what I was asked to do. I don't think I had a particularly bad attitude, but I did what I was asked. And then she turns around and she goes, you need to have more enthusiasm to appreciate this beautiful culture. And I was like, I'm standing up. I'm here. So then she wanted even more enthusiasm, and I lost my temper. And I proceeded in Spanish to tell her exactly how I felt in great detail. At which point she let me go sit down. And then she called me up after class. And she told me she let me get away with it this time, but she understood what I said, which I didn't know she had, but it didn't matter. I wouldn't have cared. And if I ever said any of those words in her classroom again, I was going to be suspended, if not expelled, immediately. You should have just punched her. Yeah. I should have. If I had felt steady enough on my feet, I would have. Lady, none of us want to be more than you would without a paycheck. School is a creative prison. Over here, it's normal for kids to get suspended for doing the bathroom without asking. So lame. I agree with Dwagon. Well, like I said, if I had felt good enough, I probably would have. But I was just really feeling badly that day. I had been very ill, and we had a rule that you couldn't lose more than so many days of school in a row without being automatically put on the old version of home study, and I would have lost all my credits for the year. So I didn't want that to happen. So I was in there, and they knew I was in there to fit that requirement, and then I was supposed to go back home. And I ended up getting better and everything. It was just I had an illness that was lasting longer than 9 days, if that makes sense. Anyway, I was impressed that she knew that language. I didn't know I knew all those words. I was kicked out of Catholic school by the council of priests because I punched a teacher and threw rocks at some annoying bullies. Did not regret it though. I want to tell you it was probably the wrong thing to do, but you know what? It's a sense of justice thing, man. Sometimes you just got to do something. And if you're okay with the consequences, own it, man. Now, your parents might not feel that way. But that's how that's how I always felt about it with my kids. I was like, if it's that serious and that real for you, just don't get arrested. But, you don't have to sit there and just take it. That's all I'm going to say. Hot takes. Hot takes with the hedge mom. Anyway. Oh. I'm trying to get up to 600, guys, and I'm at 632. All right. I never got kicked out of Catholic school, though, if it makes you feel better. I will be honest. Okay. The amount of times I got suspended for knocking out bullies was absurd. Every time the principal said I did the right thing but still got punished, I was like, your employees did nothing. Yeah. I was a girl, so I was a little luckier in that, but everybody knew not to mess with me. And if they thought they were going to bully me or somebody I cared about, I would be willing to respond when I was younger. But when I got older, I'm not going to lie, there are guys who would defend my honor, so to speak. But I really didn't have a big problem with being bullied because I never tolerated it. It's not that nobody ever tried. And yeah, I broke my hand at school defending myself from somebody who tried to force themselves on me right behind a vice principal. I did not get suspended because I turned around to the vice principal and I said, I'm going to explain what you were about to let that guy assault me. So you're outed if you punish me. He kept his mouth shut. Well, technically they suspended me for 2 weeks, but during those 2 weeks, the council of priests gathered and decided that kicking me out was the only option. Oh my gosh. Nobody would mess with me. It was the other kids I hated to see made fun of, especially the art kids. They were always picked on. Yeah, well, there's always somebody. I think it comes with bigger schools too. I think it's a lot less of an issue in a smaller school. And I hate to say, but I feel like a lot of religious schools fall into the trap of picking. See, I keep bumping into something invisible here. I don't know what it is. Like, should I have dug here or something? It's always the middle of this field. I feel like they tend to pick an example of how not to be. And so I've had very mixed results. I have put my kids in religious schools at times, but I've not kept them there in the long run. But I have great respect for them. Yeah. They're just jealous. Even unintelligent monkeys can be civil. Speaks volumes to me. I guess I never really grasped the whole bullying thing. I mean, I know it's a thing. I know it exists. I feel like it got way worse. The more they tried to say that there was no tolerance, I feel like it got worse and worse because that you'd end up punishing the victim and all of a sudden there was no consequence. Like, if you might have a black eye for a few days because you messed with somebody, I think you're more likely to not do it. If you know that they're going to get suspended too, I think there's a lot more incentive to just go ahead and have the bad behavior because you obviously don't care. So I'm not a fan of the zero tolerance. Yeah. But it's because I care about kids not getting bullied. I think there's something to that for both sides. Like, how do the bullies have the chance to redeem themselves if they never have a course correction? Like, you're just going to let them grow up that way and never learn? Then you obviously don't care about those kids very much. Yeah, the victim always gets punished. Explains why crime is so rampant among the youth. Schools equals indoctrination, not education. You just got me to read that out loud, Gore. Really? Really, really, really? I did say you could say whatever you wanted in chat. I mean, I did different things with my kids over the years, but I definitely... Is that a bad thing to say aloud? I'm sorry. I don't know anymore. I know that things I say get me in trouble. I don't know. Hopefully not. Give bullies a chance to redeem themselves? Nah, throwing rocks at them is the way to go. No, what I mean, Dwagon, is not... Okay. When you threw rocks at those bullies, right? And they learned, if I mess with the wrong person, there's a consequence for that action. Now, if they didn't learn, they're stupid. That's a whole other problem. Bring back public stonings? Oh my gosh, Gore. Okay, we're going way down the political track here a little bit. But what I'm talking about, Dwagon, is they need to learn. If there's no consequence, why would they learn not to bully someone? How are they going to learn to be in society as an adult? They're just going to turn into a criminal. And then they get to go visit, prison and spend time there or get killed on the street or whatever. But It's not good for society. If you actually care about those kids at all, it's not merciful to not punish them or to tell them it's just as bad to be a victim as to be a predator. I mean, how is that positive? I think that, but I'm not saying it's about redemption in the way that I think you're saying. I just think it's like if you stub your toe on a rock, you learn, or you step on a Lego, you learn, wow, I don't like stepping on Legos with my bare feet. I think I will clean up the Legos and not step on them with my bare feet. And if you do it again, you learn. And if you have rocks thrown at you after you bully someone, presumably you would learn, ooh, maybe bullying somebody might not be the best thing to do again. Because with a child, I think that they have to learn, and that's part of learning. But maybe I don't know. I'm obviously very old-fashioned. I don't seem to agree with the rest of the world, so I don't know what to tell you. But I do think it's like, I used to teach my kids, it's just like physics. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And read... Okay, that's an interesting take. Maybe we should do a conspiracy theory stream. Here's the deal. I mean, I would do one on cryptids or something. That's neutral, right? Here's my deal. I'm going to explain my thinking. I think it's really weird when somebody... Okay. If I decided to start lecturing Dwagon, who lives in Argentina, about how things should be run in Argentina, or Gore in Canada, how things should be run in Canada, or Raptor about Germany, how it should be run in Germany, I think that's really out of place and not something that I want to be using my time for. And I also think that, how shall I put this? If I go to a video game streamer, I'm going for a video game stream. If I'm going for a political streamer, then I'm going for the political stream. But if I go to, say, Hermitcraft, and all of a sudden it was a political debate, I would probably turn it off because that's not what I'm there for. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm expressing it well. So that's why I don't care if y'all talk about politics and chat at all. But I'm trying really hard not to take the temptation to go down that road. But tinfoil hats sound like fun. I mean, you know, I could be pulled down that road. I love to talk about cryptids. I'm not gonna lie. They're a favorite subject. I don't just go cryptids. I go full tinfoil. Oh my gosh. But we had to study. I mean, really study. You gotta remember, we had to study, for example, coelacanth as part of our paleontology. For whatever reason, it was, we always had to study it. 100% cryptids teaching class with Wee-chan Sensei. I still vote we should do a community poll for a conspiracy stream. I would probably think about it, but I would probably keep it more like fun stuff. Like, I don't want to be telling people how they should think. Like, it's okay for Gore to say who he would want to vote for or why, but I shouldn't. I love Whimsy, love scammers. Tame Street. I want to keep it a little tame. I mean, I don't know. I want to be chill. I want to have fun with people. I want it to be a cool time. I feel like there's other people that have those other places covered. If you do a cryptid stream, keep your mobile open to read up on new cryptids that people mention in chat. That could be fun. I could go on about the ones I do and don't believe in and how and why and where I think they are and get into all kinds of trouble. And my kids would be like, Mom! But here's the thing. Like with coelacanth, they went on and on about how there haven't been toothfished for X number of million years and blah, blah, blah. And all they had to do was go look in a river in Africa. They're everywhere. They're in the market. They didn't listen to the people who lived there telling them these things are still around. That doesn't mean I think that everything out there as a cryptid is, pardon me, real. But I think enough things have been verifiably rediscovered that that's a fun topic. Well, the coelacanth is alive, so it's not a cryptid anymore. Same for the okapi and the poisonous Chinese bird. But that's my point. So that's why I like talking about them, because I think it's kind of cool to. And also, I get into another area. If you're going to go tinfoil hat, like, if you look at fossils and you look at mythology, all I'm going to say, Gore's not going to go full on in. I see we have a fan of, the Wrinkle in Time books. Anyway, I just think it's a cool thing. And I also think it's neat. Like, we used to watch those river monster shows. I'd watch them with my son, let's be honest. Like, the girls would come and go. But the thing I loved is he'd go in and they go, oh, that's just some cryptid, that's just mythological. And he'd have them draw it in the sand and it'd be like a fish that we just have a different name for. And that's what I loved about that show, to be honest. I mean, it was obviously done to be dramatic and everything. But it was cool because I hate this idea that people who live on the land, who have to interact with animals all the time, and we're going to assume they know nothing about their environment when they spend more time in their environment than we do. I mean, technically sharing conspiracies on stream could count as mythology educational stuff. Well, yeah, I'm not really talking about conspiracies though, am I? I mean, it's called tinfoil hat, but I guess I don't think it should be. It's just science. I mean, science is asking questions. If we can't ask questions and share things, then it's the whole, you know, to me, the saddest thing would be to know for sure about every single creature on the planet and every single plant and every single everything, because I think the ability to still discover things is so amazing and beautiful. And to learn that we're wrong and then learn better and learn how to be right. And that's just, I don't know. I'm waxing way too philosophical. But that's how I jam, guys. So yeah, I could probably be talked into a stream of that nature. Oh. Anyway, that would be fun. But I haven't read up on any of it in a while. Yeah, I have books I could show you. Anyway, so I had to study that at school at one point. I kid you not. About revolutions and conspiracies and the history of them. I actually had a class where we had to deal with that at one point. And it was really interesting because we were looking at the giant stingray from the river nearby was considered a stupid legend until people started catching them and eating them. Yeah. I'm also blown away by the concept that snakes can only get so big, and You know, we have a huge problem with invasive snakes in Florida, right? And it was so funny because I watched somebody, I don't think they were Canadian, but they were from up north. So I think they were like from someplace like New York or something. And they were talking, no step on snake. They were talking about, yeah, you really don't want to step on snake. The wombat video guy has a good one about that, actually. I could put that in Discord after. My son sends me so much. I do need to get going soon, though, because this has really gone on. But they were talking about how snakes could never get as big as things like the giant anaconda because you have to have it more than 70 degrees Fahrenheit for more than 4 months of the year or something. And my kids, even at that point, were old enough, we're all watching this documentary going, like, we consider it freezing if it's under 70 degrees. What are you talking about? We have a massive problem with how big our snakes get. All our reptiles. Anyway, I'll think about it. I'm not sure how to structure it because I'm not good at doing the looking at things, and I don't know how I would want to do it. But I think it'd be cool to we could talk about different things like giant stingrays, and there's that horse in Tibet too. All the Tibetans would say that the horse existed, and everybody was like, no, they're just religious. They don't know what they're talking about. And then they found the Tibetan horse. Get Artie and Hedge to help you with it. I talked to them about doing that before I even had a channel. I'm not going to lie. I thought that'd be a lot of fun. And they're like, how does that fit in with video games? And I'm going, I'm not sure.
Just letting you know it's almost 8:45.
Anyway, I do need to go. I'm just rambling. I'm not even doing anything. Poor Link. He's not even making money. Look at this. It's sad. Okay, he made a little bit. See you tomorrow. Yeah, you know what I smell? Artie? Do I smell cheesecake? I smell something good. Artie been baking. Cheesecake, huh? Oh yeah, she makes a really good cheesecake. She makes a Japanese style cheesecake. Very non-Italian, sorry. But you've enjoyed the chat, that's cool. It's gluten-free and we make it in the rice maker and it just turns out perfect every time. I have an old, it is an Italian recipe, cheesecake that my mom always used to make and she taught me, but we eat Artie's now every time. I don't care, cake is cake. I'm mega proud of the skills. Oh yeah, it's gonna be yummy. I think I smell muffins too. I think my girls got in a cooking mood. I think I want to go enjoy the fruits of their labor. If I'm really lucky, my son did some cooking too. I mean, it's late and I'm not even hungry, but my nose says I could find room for a bite or two. I don't know what inspired it, but I'm not going to complain. Yeah, nom nom nom, exactly. Let me make sure I save here. Alright. Alright. So, I will see you guys tomorrow's Minecraft. And I'll think about it. You guys can think about it too. Like, I don't know how I would want to structure it. Like, we could look at... But see, I don't know how to do pictures and stuff, you know? So we could only really talk about it. But yeah, you could share stuff in Discord while we did it. And if anybody has a favorite cryptid, you know, we could talk about that. But I don't know that I would, I don't stay on topic good enough to only do true cryptids. It'd be more like, things that have been discovered versus things that aren't. Is there good evidence? Isn't there? I think that could be fun.
Would you like a pancake?
You made pancakes too? I smell so many yummy things.
They're really big, so even though I did a full batch of 12, I only got 6.
Okay.
So it's like 2 pancakes in one.
Hanging out is always a fun time. She makes the best carnivore pancakes. It's based on Steak and Butter Gal's pancakes, which don't look that appetizing, but I'm just going to tell you, so yummy.
Well, I did them by memory today, so I think I might have added too much gelatin, but it was really nice in the egg whites.
That sounds lovely. Wow, I'm not even hungry.
You need it.
I'll find a way. I must look like I'm wasting away. Everybody's making stuff. I gotta go enjoy. Y'all are making me hungry. Good job, Hedge and Art. Yeah. Yes, we found that for a lot of gluten-free stuff, the carnivore stuff tastes way better than the fake gluten-free stuff. We'd rather have real food that tastes like real food. No shade to people that like the gluten-free stuff, but we tended to not do a lot of the fake stuff. Alrighty. Oh gosh. Yep, I'm done in. I've got to go enjoy. They seem to have made a party. I don't know what the heck we're doing with it. Have a good night, Wyvern. Enjoy the food. Hydrate as well. God bless and enjoy the pancakes. Ooh, you know what? You know what I should have on my pancake score? I think we have some maple syrup in the cabinet from Atlas's birthday. I might have to drag that out. All right. Maple syrup, yes! Very carnivore, right? I'm all about the sacrilege, man. I'm all about the sacrilege. Because it's really about the yum yum, isn't it? All right. Nom 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 nom. Y'all have a wonderful evening. I hope to see some of you tomorrow. And good night.